Hello students, my name is P.S. Chani and I am a professor in the Department of Architecture and Planning here at IIT Roorkee. It also happens to be my alma mater because I came to study here way back in 1986 as an undergraduate student of architecture, continued my studies, finished my post-graduation and my PhD, and after finishing all my education by 2002, in the same year I joined as a faculty here in the Department of Architecture and Planning. So I had a very long journey here at IIT Roorkee, and I also now look after a lab which is called the Built Environment Lab, where we do research in various aspects of built environment. My main research area is in embodied energy and embodied carbon, but over time we have diversified. We are working in neuroarchitecture, we are working in user-centered response in buildings, we are working in sustainable development aspects, supply chain uncertainty, embodied water, many areas the Built Environment Lab is working in. But what I teach is modern architecture. So I have two different interests. My research interest is what I have told you, but my teaching interest is modern architecture, modern Indian and modern world architecture. In this subject that I will be teaching you, modern world architecture, the story will begin around the 18th century. That is where the foundation of modern architecture was laid. I'll discuss and talk to you about how over time architecture evolved and how in the 20th century major revolution took place with the rise of what came to be called as modernism, and that led to very tremendous changes that took place in architecture over the 20th century leading into the 21st century, where much more dramatic evolution has taken place. We'll begin with movements like the neoclassicism, the 18th century. We'll talk about the architectural predicament or the architectural confusion that confronted architects with the rise of the Industrial Revolution. We look at the first initial steps of change that happened with what came to be called the Art Nouveau movement. We look at the rise of the skyscrapers through the Chicago School. We'll then talk about the rise of modernism with architects like Corbusier, Mies van der Rohe, Walter Gropius, and the earlier contribution by Frank Lloyd Wright in organic architecture, but more about open interior spaces, open free-flowing plans, and how these movements led to many more subsets over time in the 20th century with the rise of architecture like the high-tech architecture, and then new movements like deconstructivism, parametricism, sculptural expressionism. All these took over. But behind all this, we'll also simultaneously follow with the development of materials and technology that form the foundational basis of evolution in architecture. Without evolution in materials and technology, architecture wouldn't have evolved the way it has. We'll look at some of the latest works, some of the latest concepts that have come, for example, in airports, railway stations, museums, art galleries, and how buildings are changing towards more user-centered, more global yet local response to architecture. Through all this journey, I'll be ably assisted by a very strong team. My research scholar Farhan Asim, my research associate Shreya Rai, along with the people here at the e-learning center of IIT Roorkee, particularly Sharatji, is there with the entire team to help us to put this course across to you. I hope you have a wonderful time through this course, that it will not be a slog for you, but a very interesting and very enjoyable learning experience, that you get to learn contemporary and modern architecture as I teach you and as I have learned while preparing these lectures. Thank you and welcome to this course. All the very best to all of you.